Welcome all once again to another edition of BB Nation Radio. I am your host, J-Dub, coming at you live from the Cowboy Technology Studios right here in Oregon City, Oregon. And with me, we're down one this week, as you can tell. But anyhow, with me...
Wait, did you just grab her ass?
Wait, there we go. Yeah, anyhow, moving things right along. And with me is my co-host, our resident outdoor expert with his epic mustache, my fellow U.S. Army veteran, our outdoor expert, Mr. John Toll, the Dapper Sapper.
If you've only got a mustache, a mustache, a mustache, if you've only got a mustache.
And our producer, the man, the myth, the legend, the high-tech redneck himself, good old John. As you can tell, Miss Mariah is out this week handling some family business. More on that here in a little bit. So also be sure to check out, while you're here on our YouTube channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click that little bell, so that way you know when we go live here on BB Nation Radio, as well as when we upload new and exclusive content right here on our YouTube channel. Be sure to check out our homepage of backwoodsvets.com. That's a mustache, oh my god. Anyhow,
broom.
Right. And be sure to check out our homepage of backwoodsvets.com and our Facebook page over there at facebook.com/backwoodsvets. Big shout out to our friends and sponsors up at Eric's Armory and ericsarmory.com for all your shooting, reloading, and tactical needs, whatever it may be, whether shopping in store or online. Be sure to hit up our friends up at Eric's Armory and ericsarmory.com. Speaking of our website over there at backwoodsvets.com, be sure to head over there and check out our raffle that we have going on, featuring a S&B Battlefield Edition watch along with the tack pen produced by S&B Watches. It's complete with the thing, works great. It's heavy duty, even has the high-speed glass punch on the back side of it. Tickets are $5 for that watch set. We're only selling 25 tickets, and we're looking a little lowly in the bucket. Get on there, buy your tickets, folks. As soon as we get those 25 tickets sold, we will go ahead and do this raffle and move on to the next item. Benefit.
That is a mustache.
Oh my God, really? You had to bring that one up? Jesus.
Yeah, because that one's Hitler mustache. That's not a real mustache. That's Army mustache.
Yeah, that was an Army stash from, God, that was 10 years ago, man. That was 10, almost 11 years. That was deployment stash.
Exactly.
Friggin', oh my God, wow. Anyhow, but yeah, like I said, as soon as we get that one, as soon as we get this item raffled off, we'll be able to move on with the next
Whoa.
one. So, what are you doing there,
I-
High Tech?
Didn't do it. That was weird. Your camera's bugging out.
What in the world?
Cool. That's awesome.
Yay for camera going batty crazy right now. What?
What?
I don't know. High Tech's playing with stuff right now. So, anyhow, moving things right on along. So, John, what's new? What's happening over in your neck of the woods, brother?
Oh, just basic Central Oregon boy things. You know, just saying.
You said it, not me.
I am what I am, I guess. No. So just been busy at work as always because the industry is absolutely crazy right now. Getting ready for hunting season, so getting last minute items and last minute things together for hunting camp because you, Mr. Dub, are going to be up on Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, so just kind of getting last little things of those together. Got out today and actually shot the new hunting rifle finally for the first time. Got some rounds through the 6.5 on the Vigera with the SIG BDX scope, and
Whoop, whoop.
that thing is like a freaking laser beam. It's insane. Vigera definitely. I can say their guarantee is correct on their sub MOA accuracy on their barrels. That thing is ridiculous. I'm pretty excited about it.
Nice.
So that's all I got.
Very cool. High Tech. By the way, you were told that's one.
I see that, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it. All I did was I put a picture of your molestache up, and then everything bugged out.
It broke the internet.
I guess it broke the internet. That's what happened. I guess it couldn't have had two molestaches at once on the screen. That was the problem.
That's too much stash.
Just too much epic. Too much epic.
No, back. I think I said last week we're back in the office and all that, and so it's good to see everybody in the flesh and all that good stuff. Well, the 2 days this week I was in the office. I did
Right.
head back up to Seattle and spent some time there in Linwood and that neck of the woods. So yeah, it's a good trip, and then got back and started back to working on the project. And made quite a dent in it, I would say.
Yes.
Got
I would definitely say so.
The tub shower is now complete and usable. We got the all the drywall is up. Got the floor taken care of today, and John's mustache is more cringe than J-Dub's.
Oh, well, I was looking at Jade's comment. Hello, lovelies.
Yeah, toll.
Toll.
So yeah, that's like I said, my dad's been helping me out, for the last month and a half on the project. So it
Until today.
well, we won't go there. But he, I mean, I couldn't have done it without him. So
That's cool, though.
yeah, and it was generally nice to spend time together doing a project, generally speaking. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Projects with parents are always, what in the world?
I didn't even have my hands on it.
No,
I didn't even have my
He
hands
did
on
not.
it.
He did not touch anything.
I'm telling you, this is what it's doing.
Because my
So-
mustache is too epic. It's just breaking things. Okay. It's gonna
Who
break
knows,
the internet
man?
soon. So here, let me just cover this shit up.
The only thing you need to do is have it say, not my governor. All right? If you, that would have been prime. Oh, man. But anyhow, yeah, it has been definitely a whirlwind of a week. That is for sure.
Wait a minute. So, Mariah's not here. So you had to be the one to say whirlwind? Because she says it every week.
Does she?
She does say
I don't
it.
even notice.
She says it every single week that her week's been a whirlwind.
Wow.
But she's not here. And so magically now you have subbed
Wow.
in saying that.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Hey, Inga says you need to get on camera tonight. High tech.
Hey, look, the one camera's barely functioning. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn it off here and try to switch. For a minute, so.
Here we go. Here we go.
Well, maybe I'll
What's
wait-
funny is
maybe
it
I'll wait
was
till the next
working
time.
just fine during pre-production.
Oh, yeah. No, it's been working.
Everything was great during pre-production, and now all of a sudden, now that we're on air, it decides it's going to start acting up. So, no, it's just been craziness all week. It really has been. And if you were listening to Fence Line Country here on Tuesday night, at the very end of the show, you would have noticed how there was a lot of dead air for about 10 minutes after the last song played. That was because yours truly had to get up and take off into the other room because, yeah, let's just say a family member had a bad fall and busted their head wide open. They got into a fight with the doorknob, and the doorknob won, and that individual now has 10 staples in the back of their dome. Yeah, it was not pretty.
She wasn't whipping her hair back and forth, was she?
No.
Okay, just
No.
checking.
You don't headbang the Steve Earle band. I'm just saying. You don't headbang the Copperhead Road. That's not how it works, okay?
I don't know. Wait, have we?
No, we have not.
I'm just okay. You never know. You never know. There was a lot of times at Cowboys, so you never
We've
know.
done a lot of shenanigans to Copperhead Road, but headbanging was not one of them.
Okay.
So
Why does Justin's camera keep refocusing?
that's what we're saying, man. It's the camera's just acted all crazy.
So I'm gonna go ahead and disable your camera for a moment here while I work on it. So.
Cue Jeopardy theme.
Oh no, you can keep talking.
Oh no! Everybody can just admire my mustache right now.
Oh my God, you're right. So yeah,
This is the hot button item in the comment section, or it was at least.
right. So anyhow, oh wait, hey, there we go. Oh, now you can see everything that's going on over here.
Hey, #1 Top Gun cadet.
Wow. All right. While Josh is making adjustments, so we don't need to see those on there. Anyhow, hey, look, it's the bucket.
My raffle
Bucket
tickets.
that needs to be filled up with more raffle tickets.
Oh my god! I'm gonna get motion sick here.
Yeah, see? See how much? There's 2 tickets in there, people.
Yeah, come on, BB Nation, get it over
God,
with.
you guys are killing us, man. Just killing us.
What the heck?
Yeah. So, anyhow, so between that, taking care of stuff at home, Mariah's got family stuff going on that she's trying to get taken care of with her family, and it's between that and critters and finally getting completely settled in after having to be evacuated because of the wildfires. Yeah, it has been a chaotic, to say the least, week. So glad that things are finally calming down. Hunting season is coming up. Thank God. It is much needed. Much needed. Probably show me when you go purchase. Where, dude, I keep telling everybody, go. It's like I say at the beginning of the shows.
Our web page,
Go to
there's a
our
tab.
website.
Backwoodsvets.com.
Good job, Josh. That was nice.
You like that?
In stereo.
By the way, Jinx, you owe me sweet tea.
What?
Anyhow.
What just happened?
Oh, yeah. Josh got a visual versus audio. One of these days, we got to go back and crop that with the little black sensor. Anyhow, moving right along. So, but yeah, no, that's been this week in review. I'm ready for hunting season, to say the least. Because, yeah, I need a break from the chaos. I really do. So,
Sure.
yeah. Anyhow, so with that being said, as a man once said, we are...
Moving right along.
That's right. So, John, you ready again, sir?
I think so, but wait, there's more.
Oh, there's more. Okay.
We didn't do a check-in for the comments last
Oh,
time.
thank
Last
you,
week,
good
So
sir.
we should definitely do that today.
Good call.
And I would be more than happy to. First person checking in, first in a while, Queen DP.
I know, right?
Disaster potential?
Yes.
Yes. Queen Disaster Potential is first on the list.
Hi-oh.
She's been cold shouldering us lately.
She has
Yeah.
been.
Followed up quickly by Miss Mariah checking in from remote there. We got Mr. Matt Crosby, who's I don't know if he's sitting on DP's lap or she's sitting on his. I don't know how that works, but
Wait, is Matt back now?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
no,
is
he's-
back here in
yeah.
Oregon now.
yeah, he's back. He's living out there in Molalla.
We need to get him in studio
they
one
need
of
to
these
come out-
nights,
They
man.
need to come out to elk camp or deer camp or elk camp with us. I think that would be a
hey,
good time.
you never know. You never know.
That would be a hell of a time.
Challenge you, DP. Wait, where's my camera?
Maybe that's half his problem. He doesn't know where his camera is.
It's those
So-
dang Apple products, I'm telling you.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding. I know exactly where it is. It's right there.
There he goes.
Well,
Hey,
now you know. No one's half the battle. Anyways, we
G.I.
got-
John.
funny. The Harambe Keeper, Mr. Mickey Severson, checked in. We have the Taco Maker,
Hi-yo!
Inga Williams. She's here with us.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And somewhere down there, I know I've seen Jade. I thought I'd seen Jade.
Jade's
There
in
she
there.
is.
In there,
There she is, Jade Lopez.
The angry combat wombat.
Yes, yes,
Wombat,
yes.
wombat.
Host of the bar still, I think.
I don't know. I heard.
I
I
truthfully
heard
haven't
something.
been watching. I truthfully haven't been watching, so I don't know.
Anyhow,
I tuned in the other day for a little bit, actually. Nobody said hi to me, so.
Hey, John, on your invite, DP says message her and she'll see if she can make it happen.
oh
Yeah.
shit!
And hey,
Definitely welcome at deer and elk camp.
you
and
can always
back-
just send Matt too. I mean,
yeah,
you don't have to.
You can
come
just send him
necessarily.
too.
Just saying.
That's perfectly acceptable.
Right. But, anyways, so yeah.
Moving right along.
Yep, indeed. So, all right, now we got that. Let's move into our first segment with the great outdoors, shall we? This outdoor segment is brought to you in part by Eric's Armory. And now, for your outdoor segment host,
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
All right, good mustache evening to everybody out there. Welcome to the outdoor segment. Thanks for tuning in, guys. So, before we get started, as always, go hit up our sponsors at Eric's Armory at ericsarmory.com. Right now, they are still as
they have a
sponsoring
raffle. They have a raffle going on.
Oh, wait, they do actually, yes. Jesse did mention something about that to me. Never mind. So, they do have a raffle on their webpage. It's for Smith & Wesson MP Shield Don't Tread on Me edition. Go to their webpage, check out the tickets, and see how many they got left and when it closes, because I actually don't quite remember.
It's, I believe 200 tickets.
250 tickets is
250,
all they're
thank you.
selling.
Yep, 250 tickets, $15 a piece. ericsarmory.com.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. Be patient with them, guys. They've had a lot to deal with over the last few weeks, as have most of everybody on our crew, minus myself, because for once, fire wasn't burning down Central Oregon. So,
And, and sorry to say, people, it's only a 9mm. It's not a 45. But, you know, hey, it's
Still,
still.
it's a nice piece, man.
I mean, for a $15 raffle ticket, I'd take it
hell yeah.
and sell it.
definitely for it. But I already have other, well, because of my new place in the industry, I have other things that are taking my money at great speeds. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so with that, we will jump right into our first story this evening. Kind of going to be a short one this evening. Didn't really have a whole lot of time this weekend to do a whole lot of research because we're getting ready for our own outdoor adventure starting next weekend for hunting season, which thank God it is almost here. Anyways, so first story comes to us out of outdoornews.com. Massive Wyoming elk antler auction goes online due to coronavirus. So, Jackson, Wyoming, out of Jackson, Wyoming, looking for 400 or so pounds of right-handed elk antlers, slightly used. How about a beautiful 6x6 rack with a skull cap? Or if you've got a really big project in mind, a trailer full of white antler. Around these here parts, those aren't especially weird questions. Folks use deer and elk antler for all sorts of things, from home furnishings to artwork to simple natural decor around the house or the yard. And since the annual spring Boy Scout elk antler auction was scrubbed by the coronavirus crisis,
Son of a beach.
hoax. So since it, well,
Fake news.
Thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate that. But yeah, so since the annual spring Boy Scout antler auction was scrubbed by the coronavirus crisis this past May, many have been more desperate than usual for a tangle of seasonally grown and shed cervid horn. So thank goodness for the local district, the Boy Scouts of America figured our way. Wow, typo from Outdoor News. That's interesting. So figured out a way to make sure all these sheds collected off the National Elk Refuge went to good use. This year, the Elk Fest Antler Auction was an official part of the 2020 Fall Arts Festival with an online auction live September 9th through Saturday at elkfest2020.afrogs.org. Each winter, male elk drop the antlers they grew all summer long and fall to attract a harem of females to mate with and defend them against challengers. Out of the National Elk Refuge, where some 8,000 animals congregate against the cold, they leave behind racks of 20 pounds or more. Jeez. I'd love to go shed hunting out there. That would be awesome. By springtime, thousands of pounds of elk horn littered the National Wildlife Refuge Unit, the Jackson Hole News and Guide reported. For 53 years, the Jackson Hole Boy Scouts have through a special permit with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, gone out in April to scour the 25,000-acre refuge. They gather the antlers, bring them to a central storage area where they are sorted and, if possible, matched into pairs. And then in mid-May, they are auctioned off on the town square. Dozens of people, from artisans to crafters of traditional medicines and just plain curious folks, turn out for the sale, with proceeds that in recent years have exceeded $100,000. Holy crap. Being split 75-25 between the refuge, which uses them to buy the alfalfa pellets the elk get fed through the hardest weeks of the winter, and the Boy Scouts. Like so many events this year, the 2020 event got called off due to COVID. Looked to be getting out of control in the community and in the nation.
Wrong.
The online edition revived the key fundraiser for both organizations and offered opportunity to bid on antler lots to even wider group of people, potentially from all around the world. Some 36 lots were up for bid, including individual match pair skull caps, beetle clean mounts, and pallets of small, medium, and large elk horn. Each had a minimum bid, with per round rates starting at $10 to $14. End of article. What do you guys think about that?
Josh, God.
Sorry, we yeah. Anyways,
Do tell them.
So Josh made a comment while you're going through the article talking about the Jackson Hole Boy Scouts. It's just like, oh God. And then talking about the females mating. And first thing I responded with was, so you mean to tell me that the females are trying to mate with the Jackson Hole Wyoming Boy Scouts? Is that what's going on here? And it just snowballed from there.
yeah, we had a good about 3-minute laugh. We had to mute out on.
I had to take the headphones.
So much.
Dude, I had to take the headphones off because High Tech had me crying. Oh, it was bad.
Yeah. No, that is pretty awesome though. That they do these collections and auctions and whatnot on these. Especially to raise funds for a good organization like the Boy Scouts. Yeah, and of course it always sucks for everything. I mean, obviously we've experienced events being canceled and all that due to the
Rona.
Yeah, the Rona,
or as Jay likes to call it, La Rona.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Cool-
I thought it was
cool
pretty
deal.
cool.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
man, $100,000 off of an auction for elk sheds. That's awesome. I mean, I don't think that's unheard of by any means, but that's pretty cool, man. That they actually are able to bring in that kind of cash for those organizations, and also, help keep the refuge going during the winter and stuff like that. That's awesome.
Exactly, and the nice thing about it is that with the rates that they're going for these sheds, $10 to $14 a pound for the starting rate. Those of us that actually spent quite a bit of time elk hunting, you take a look at these Rocky Mountain elk sheds. I mean, it's funny because here's the thing about it, particularly up here in the Pacific Northwest, where we have two different species of elk. We have both Rocky Mountain elk and we also have Roosevelt elk. Most commonly harvested are Roosevelt out here. They're the ones that are more heavily hunted. But the biggest thing between the two is that you have a heavier bodied animal, but a lighter weight rack, versus with your Rockies, you have a little bit smaller bodied animal and a much heavier rack. So what I text like, yes, I like the east side better.
Yes,
Like
yes.
big cracks.
That's right.
So anyhow, so you gotta think that's when you have that much denser of a set of antlers that you're actually raffling off, that a nice 6x7 size freaking set of horns, that's that's a pretty decent amount of weight. It seriously is.
Yeah.
Well, in 53 years that they've been going out through this permit with Fish and Wildlife
Mhm.
and gathering these antlers.
Right.
I mean, that's a tradition. And
Oh, absolutely.
And for that much, that much income too based on that. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, that's a tradition that gaps generations.
absolutely it is.
No, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a pretty good, feel-good article in the time of the coronavirus, which I refused to, because it's not to be, probably, hopefully, maybe. Did I just cut out?
You did.
Figures. So, no, as I was saying, I thought it was a pretty cool article in the time of coronavirus, especially, given the fact that, everybody say, oh, we can't do anything anymore, that's the new normal. No, like, there's ways around this, and I refuse to call it the new normal. Get out there and enjoy your outdoors, guys. Anyway,
Enjoy your racks.
Enjoy the racks.
Enjoy the racks. Massive racks, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Worth of racks.
Yes.
That's a lot of racks.
That's awesome.
That's a lot of racks. Or a very, very big rack. Anyways, I digress. So next article comes
Rack
to us from
size
Article
matters.
Sportsman, which actually this article is kind of up Josh's alley because it's all about sturgeon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is actually pretty cool. The following is a press release from the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. Fishery managers today set an additional 3 days of retention fishing for white sturgeon. Sturgeon retention will be allowed on the mainstream Columbia River from one of power lines upstream to Bonneville Dam, including the Cowlitz River, on Sunday, September 26th, Tuesday, September 29th, and Saturday, October 3rd. So the daily bag limit is one white sturgeon with a fork length of 44 to 50 inches. The annual bag limit is 2 fish, including any sturgeon retained earlier in the year.
Hey, high tech.
Yes.
What are you doing Tuesday?
Working.
No, you're not.
I know. I wish I wasn't. I wish I wasn't taking all this time off to go deer hunting, and then I could, take time to go sturgeon fishing. Right? Yeah.
He's down with the fish sickness.
Got the fish Rona.
He got the fish rota. Only way to cure it is to go fishing for sturgeon.
But just as a reminder, remember that fork length is measured in straight line from the tip of the nose to the fork of the caudal fin tail, with the fish laying on its side on a flat surface, and tape measure ruler positioned underneath the fish. Single point barbless hooks are required for all sturgeon fishing. Fishery managers continue to take a cautious approach, but lower than expected effort and harvest the last few retention fishing days is allowing for more opportunity. Approximately 480 fish remain available from the 1,140 harvest guideline for the fishery.
So,
End of article. Kind
so
of
fun fact there, J-Dub.
Yo.
I have not been search and fishing since the last time you and Snag and I went.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. That was
16 years ago.
well,
17 years ago.
I would say it was like 15, 16 years ago.
Had to have been 17 years ago because it was before Cassidy.
It would have been 16.
She is 16. Try again. See, it would have been 17 years.
I didn't come home until 2004.
Then it would have been really early 2004.
Yeah, March.
Maybe. Maybe. Anyways,
Yeah.
moving right along.
No, it shows that our wonderful Fish and Wildlife Department can actually do something right for a change.
Hey.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see them add in the extra days to the season, especially with everything that's gone on this year. Just like when they finally opened up, the salmon fishing up there at Buoy 10 and all that. And it was just a mad dash, of people out there. And, I heard of so many people catching. It was just ridiculous. And of course, awesome sized fish too,
Oh, yeah.
awesome fish.
Sure.
So, yeah, I would love to, get back out there again and do that. But,
That's
yeah.
the last time I went as well.
yeah, well, there you go. Look at that.
Maybe next year we can set up a BV Nation sturgeon fish day.
Yeah, I think it's a heck of an idea.
If anyone's got a boat we could use.
We also need to
Just
at
saying.
some point call in that favor with TFO too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not to mention, probably also Well, we talk about that.
Yeah. So, all right, what else you got, John?
That is it. It's short this week, guys. I apologize.
Well, that's okay. I'll help you out.
Josh has got one in reserve for you, brother.
I actually sent this one to you, and you didn't load it up on the script, but I thought it was pretty interesting. This is from the Salt Lake Tribune. The Forest Service
for it,
to
man.
raise, sell 2 historic Utah ranger stations.
Wait, say it again.
Forest Service to raise and sell 2 historic Utah ranger stations.
Oh, nice.
The article reads, lacking the resources to properly maintain all of its historic properties, the Ashley National Forest is proposing to get rid of its 2 oldest structures, both dating back nearly to the birth of the U.S. Forest Service more than a century ago.
Yeah.
The deteriorating rodent-infested Indian Canyon Ranger Station, along with its outbuildings, are to be razed. Under the proposal posted earlier this month and open for public comment through October 23rd. And the Stockmore Ranger Station, nestled on the Duchesne River, I'm sure I screwed that up, that's okay, confluence with the West Fork near Hannah, would be sold to the highest bidder without restriction. So basically they're going to raise the Indian Canyon, but they're going to keep the Stockmore intact. The Forest Service hasn't used these facilities in years, and their locations aren't well suited to the Ashley's popular cabin rental program. Located just outside the forest boundary on State Route 35, where the road to Grandview Trailhead meets the highway, the Stockmore Station helps portray the significance of early service administration sites and how they help the fledgling Forest Service manage broad swaths of public lands. Named for
Massive tracts of land.
Yes, something Minnie and I both like. Named for the fake town established at this location as part of this suspected land fraud, it served as the headquarters for Ashley's Hannah and Granddaddy districts. Granddaddy. In the past, we reached out to organizations to see if they wanted to use it as a scout camp. The conditions of the buildings are in disrepair, Grove said. It's a hazard for employees to enter because of hantavirus transmitted through rodents.
The junta!
It is an odd place for a rental cabin because it's surrounded by private homes. Both ranger stations, added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1999, were built a few years after President Theodore Roosevelt established the Ashley National Forest in 1908, according to Corey Jensen, an architectural historian with the Utah State Historic Preservation Office. The Forest Service didn't go into a broader building program until the Civilian Conservation Corps helped build ranger stations during the Great Depressions of 1930s, said Jensen. Both are completely different in their design because they didn't have a standard plan. At the time of its construction in 1914, the Indian Canyon Station was in the Whoa, there's a good one. UINTA. Junta?
Junta.
Wait, Junta?
Junta? National. Yep.
Short for Junta.
Yeah. Junta National Forest, and soon became a vital outpost. Forest Ranger Fred Johnson lived in the 3-room building and used the property as a base to manage national forest lands from Anthro Mountain to Indian Canyon, according to the Forest Service decommissioning proposal. As Utah's road network improved, the station's usefulness dwindled. By 1950, it was no longer used as a summer headquarters, and the building hasn't been used at all for 50 years, although its pastures remained in use for several more. The Forest Service restricted calls for demolishing the station because of its historic importance, yet put little effort into maintaining its structures even after the site was listed on the National Register. Flooding following the 2012 church camp fire destroyed the station's barn. After decades of benign neglect, the station's surviving buildings would require a complete rebuild to be preserved. Its roof is collapsing and floors are collapsing, Grove said. It's a safety hazard. People keep trying to break in there. Well, then it has been used. What the heck?
Yeah, I know, right?
Jeez. The Stockmore station's in better shape, and officials hope a new owner will preserve its main single-story crosswing structure and the bunkhouse. The station's wood frame and drop siding construction rests on a foundation of fieldstone and mortar. Wood shingles with their original distinctive green paint cover the gable ends. Other than an addition off the rear and some interior modifications, the building appears probably much as it did during the historic period. Preservation had once been a goal for the Stockmore station. An agreement was reached with the National Historic Society to manage the property as a visitor center and museum back in the early 2000s. The group installed a new roof and repaired the foundation, but the funds never materialized to realize these plans, and the society went defunct, according to the Forest Service. Because the building and lands no longer have an active use by the Forest Service, and the land and buildings would be managed as private property, the proposal states. The Ashley National Forest team reviewed several options for the ranger station and decided an unrestricted sale offers the best hope for saving the historic site. You know, if they want to save the historic site, Backwoods veterans would be happy to take
Hell
it over.
yeah.
Just saying.
Hell yeah, we would.
Local interest in the property suggests that a private owner may purchase the property and repair and maintain the structures for their historic value and appearance, the proposal states. Because the ranger station is listed on the National Register, the potential owner would be eligible for tax incentives to repair and maintain the historic structures.
Boom.
Here,
Done.
here.
We'll do it.
Still no restrictions.
For millions of dollars. Yes.
So I said if they went ahead and donated it to Backwoods Veterans Media, we would take care of it. We'd send you there, by the way. Anyway, still no restrictions would be placed on how the building's used. The new landowner could potentially modify, remove, or demolish the historic structures. Therefore, this alternative could potentially result in an adverse effect for the historic property. The Forest Service holds an 80-acre parcel straddling the highway. It would sell the 26 acres south of the road and retain the acreage and newer facilities on the north side. The property has not been appraised, but its sale is expected to generate a decent windfall that the Forest Service will use to shore up other historic properties in the Ashley National Forest. And that's pretty much the end of it. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I've never heard of, I mean, at least I can't remember ever seeing where old ranger stations, much like one we have visited, are actually being sold to the public, and people having an opportunity for that. I mean, think about that. Think about if that happened here.
Oh, dude.
With your place.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, dude. So the Forest Service does that frequently, actually.
Really?
Believe it or not, yeah. So for a long time, a lot of the older Forest Service buildings, like you can run across them in like online auctions all the time. Like I know when I was working in the scenic area, we actually sold off one of the historic barns in the scenic area. We did an auction and we had buyers come and they disassembled the barn and they took it back and they either reassembled it or turned the old barn wood into something unique. I don't know. I don't know what happened to it after it auctioned, but I mean, yeah, the Forest Service does that frequently. When they decommission stuff, they either completely destroy it if it's in a place that it's not feasible to disassemble it, like the old fire lookout house up on Black Butte, they actually just burned that to the ground in the winter because it was more feasible to light it on fire and let it consume itself than to try and disassemble it and have a helicopter pull it off the mountain. But yeah, I mean, you can actually find like old like 1930s Forest Service cabins online. It's crazy.
Well, I got tree fitty.
Yeah, right.
I got tree fitty.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
we can.
offering now.
Right. No, it's pretty cool. Like, believe it or not, the Forest Service actually does care about, the forest. Like, I know it's hard to believe sometimes, but they actually do. And they do some pretty cool stuff to, allow the public to have, at least a good national forest. So, I mean, each national forest in each district is different. But, they do cool things, like especially let the public weigh in on it, and they open it up for public discussion. Like here in the Ochoco's, we had this Oregon Wild project that was going to expand the Mill Creek Wilderness like tenfold and shut a bunch of roads down. And the community of Prineville and Mitchell and everybody turned out in force and basically said, no, we don't want that. That's not what we want you to do with our public lands. That's how the forest system is supposed to work.
Right.
By the way, Richard says he knows how to swing a hammer.
And Inga says, okay, we need a GoFundMe page for this.
Hey, I'm down all about it.
I love my job here in Redmond or over in Redmond, and I'm not leaving that.
Hey, you know what? High Tech and I can work remotely. So
There you
guess
go.
what?
Utah.
There you go.
Utah.
There you
That's Codale territory. That's not going to work. Sorry.
Why? That's what territory?
Codale. It's a different distributor.
You work remotely from work half the time anyhow.
I know.
You just move your office.
Right?
There you go.
See, we got this, High Tech. We got this.
No,
Yep.
that's a really cool story. Like I mean, I didn't realize those buildings were that old. That's awesome. They date back to the founding days of the Forest Service. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat.
Yeah, that is pretty neat.
Definitely-
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
Yes, it's definitely pretty neat. So, anything else to add to that, you two?
Not too often do you get all this neatness in one location.
Oh man, what are
We
you
got a
talking
rock
about?
wall that's trying to stop our walk. So what do you do in a situation like this? Do you just hightail it out of here and finish your walk and call it good? I say move forward.
Right?
Hell yeah.
But hey, to answer the question about how not often you yell this neatness, you yell this neatness every week.
That's right.
Just saying.
That's
Right
right.
here. So, John?
I had to do the finger gun. Sorry.
Oh, you're
Finger
good, bro.
bang time.
Pew
Time to finger
pew.
bang.
Pew pew, bitches.
Bang bang. Finger bang. Anyways, yeah. So guys, hey, if you're gonna get out in the outdoors, guys, be safe, especially here in Central Oregon. Well, in Oregon as a whole, almost every national forest still has some kind of burn ban in effect. Although I did see for Central Oregon and for Western Oregon that limited ODF managed forests, as far as state forests go, have been lowered in fire restriction, which I found very interesting. I did see that in the news, but guys, if you're in a national forest, don't start a fire. Like people, the Ochoco National Forest caught 3 escape campfires last week, and like I swear to God, if I find out who you are, and if you start my forest on fire before hunting season, I will cut you.
Actually, if you start the forest on fire while we're during hunting season, we'll also probably
Yeah.
Shoot you.
yeah.
I
hurt
will
you.
shoot you, and I will make sure it's a wounding shot, and then I'm gonna finish you with this knife right here.
And then
This
will you
thing is
finger
dull, and
will you
it's
finger bang
flashed
them
with
then?
teeth. It will hurt.
By the way, for the record, I hear that what is it? Oh yeah, bear looks very similar to human when it's hung. Just saying. Throwing it out there.
I know a lot of people that own pigs, and so do you, Justin. So
Yes, we certainly do.
just saying, they don't give a shit what kind of meat that gets thrown in there.
Just show them your finger bang again. They'll get scared off.
Pew pew pew! Bang bang bitches, bang bang.
And we just have to find him around.
Oh man, that's great. Alrighty, well thank you, John. Do you appreciate it? Josh, spin us right up into our next segment, known as Pops Takes, good sir. We hope you brought the aloe and sunscreen. because these takes are scorching hot. Now, get ready for some raw,
You want it raw?
gritty, and unfiltered takes from the old man, Don himself.
She can't say the truth because it does makes her look like an idiot. Because that's what she is.
These are Pop's Takes, right here on BB Nation Radio.
Bullshit.
And welcome once again to Pop's Takes. Old man, how you doing?
I'm doing better every day, a little one step at a time. You know how it goes.
Right?
But I got to tell you, I saw something this weekend that just blew me away. You know, we were talking the other day about the time here in Oregon City when you guys stood up to, were ready prepared for this Antifa and all this
Yeah.
terrorism,
Right?
and they never showed what they heard that they were going to be met up with.
Right?
Well, guess what? This weekend happened on Saturday.
Enlighten us.
The same thing. They had this big rally, all planned with, I think there was, 3 different groups, including the Proud Boys and a bunch of the BLM and all that. They had 3 different protests going at one time here in Portland. But the mayor, or not necessarily, the governor sent in the state police and the sheriff's office, Multnomah County Sheriff's Office, to set up the safety of the whole thing.
Right?
Well, guess what? When the word got out, they never showed. That ought to be a lesson to these people, these Democrats or the left and everything else. It ought to be a lesson to them that if you're prepared for them and they know you're not going to put up with your bullshit,
There it is.
then they're afraid to show up. They know they're going to get hurt,
Right?
and they know that what they're doing is wrong. And when people stand up to them, they back off because they're afraid of it.
Yeah.
And I don't care what they think. I'll say what I think. And look, like my T-shirt today says, "What about all about America? Proud to be an American."
Oh, American to the core
Exactly.
is what it says.
And you know what? Yeah, it was 2014. I think I got this shirt for something else, but it fits in with what we've got going right now.
It
I'm
still
proud to
rings
be
true.
an American, and I'm proud of what I've did, and my brothers and sisters in the military did to make sure we had our way of life and protect our country for what it is. Now it's up to us at home and those rest of them at home to help protect our country from anarchism.
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
So yeah, that's my big spiel. That was my big thing I had to say this week.
Gotcha. Okay, now here's another hot topic right now. With the nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court.
Fantastic.
You think it's a good call?
I think it was a great call. The more I learn about this judge, you know, she was just 3 years ago. She got picked and taken for the appellate judge, and I forget which district.
Oh,
it
for the
was.
7th Circuit.
Seventh District, yeah. And she's done a terrific job there. And they tried to discredit her there and everything. And I tell you what really irritates me is that the left trying to bring in her religion, which is the same as their leftist people. You know, you got
Right.
Biden and Pelosi, and they're all the same thing. They're all Catholics. It's just that they don't know what it means to be a Catholic. That's all.
Right. Well, it's funny because in 2018, during the selection process to replace one of the other judges on the Supreme Court, I don't remember which one it is right off the top of my head, that they were trying to replace, but she was actually in the running as well, along with Judge Kavanaugh, with Justice Kavanaugh.
Oh, yes, for the Supreme Court then.
Yes, and when Kavanaugh got the was confirmed, she was then put in place in the 7th Appellate Court or 7th District Court, in turn for, I guess you could say it's kind of a consolation prize. But, you know, in turn, here it is. Now that she's, you know, been nominated and going through the process, you know, I honestly believe that the president made a good, solid pick on this one, especially with her record as well, just from what she has done with the 7th District, and the fact that, you know, she's her character, and you listen to her talk, and yes, you can definitely tell she is very deep rooted in her religious faith, which is fine. But at the same time, she's very conscientious of having that separation between her faith as well as that of the Constitution, and she tries very hard not to let that sway her decision making.
Well, she's clerk for Scalia.
Oh, for Justice Scalia when he was
Yeah.
alive? Yeah.
And she did a terrific job there. And she says she's got the same, what do you call it?
Principles?
Same principles, basically the same, anyhow, she's very same policies pretty much in her way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I think that he made I wouldn't be surprised to say that it probably a better decision at this time than what he made with Kavanaugh.
That's very true. I would agree with that one.
But he has done very well with his picks for the Supreme Court judge, and he's doing well with it, and they're doing well with it.
Now, here's a hot topic about it, though. Do you believe that he should have done it now? What was the president right in his decision for nominating a justice now versus like what happened in 2016, where it was waited until after the election to select a Supreme Court justice?
Yeah, I've given that quite a bit of thought, and I'll tell you, I think he's right in doing it for one reason. With the way that things are going, as the comments and everything that the left is making about what the results are going to be, and they don't care, they're still going to try and mess it all up or break it apart. And in so doing, if you got a 4-4 balance in your Supreme Court,
right?
If they have to decide it, it's never going to get done.
Right.
We'll be years down the road in time for the next election before they ever get around to even thinking about finishing out this one.
Right. No, I understand that one.
And so that, to me, that makes it a good thing, a reason for him to do it. It has to be done so that they have the balance correct in the Supreme Court.
Right. Now, here's the funny thing about it, too. Here's a little food for thought. So, I swear it was so funny. So, Joe Biden was caught on record saying that if he goes ahead and nominates and winds up getting a Supreme Court justice confirmed, that is going to set a dangerous precedent here in this country. Here's the funny thing about it. In an election year, 20 times this has happened before. Only 3 times that a Supreme Court justice, that decision was left up to the next administration. One of which, mind you, all these are during election years. One of which was 2016. Here's the other funny thing about it. After digging into all this, all those 20 times, the Senate held, the majority party in the Senate was the same party as president.
Correct.
Whereas those 3 times, they were opposite.
Right.
So you really got to sit back and think, it's like, really? Is he really setting a precedent doing that? No, he's not. You guys are just...
It's been there for years and years.
They're just trying to use the fear-mongering tactic to try and sway votes, is what it boils down to. It's TDS. It's Trump derangement syndrome.
Well, I really honestly believe that the American people are a lot smarter than what they're giving them credit for.
Oh, absolutely,
And
hands down.
I'm looking forward to everybody getting out and voting, and I really hope that everybody that is eligible to vote goes out and votes. But I hope that you think about what you're voting for. And let's face it, if we want to maintain the country the way it is, the same rule of law and all that, we better get Trump back in there. If otherwise, we're going to have Harris running the country. You notice I didn't say Biden.
Yeah,
because it's already him and her both have called it the Harris administration
with Joe Biden, featuring Joe Biden.
Right.
Yeah. Well, here's the funny thing about it too, and here's one thing that's been that has been put out there. Now it's as hard because it's going back to like it was when President Obama was in office, the birth certificators or whatever you want, the birthers or whatever you want to call them. Now, there's been a lot of talk that I have heard in regards to Kamala Harris's eligibility to where if something were to happen to Joe Biden, her ability to take office as a president. Yes, she is a U.S. citizen. However, she is not a naturalized citizen.
Exactly.
Which then, in turn, next in the chain of command would be who?
Pelosi.
The Speaker of the House.
Right.
Which then you would then have a Pelosi-Harris administration. God, that's scary. That is scary. So think about that one, folks. Let that one roll in the back of your mind.
See, that's what I keep telling. Why I keep saying, think about what you're voting for and look at all ends of it, and don't just look at the two men on top that you're voting for, but look at what's going to happen if something would happen to one of them.
Yep. You have to take a look at the bigger picture.
And I can guarantee you almost that by the time that if Biden wins and he gets into office, once he's sworn in and everything, all of a sudden he's going to be incompetent to do anything, and the others will take over. And that's where you're headed. Because, let's face it, I watched my father go through the same way.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but that's the way it is. And I really think that his family and his people pushing Biden the way they are ought to be brought up on charges of abuse. That's what you call senior abuse.
Yeah.
And if I did that to my father, I would be in jail.
Oh, my Lord Almighty. Yeah.
I would have been put in jail immediately. Of course, I got family that cares about me, too, so they'd have made sure, or my dad, too.
Right.
But they would have made sure that I got in trouble for it.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. But anyhow, Pops, that's all the time we have, so we're going to go and wrap this up. So thank you, sir, and we will talk to you guys next week right here on Pops Takes. All right. And we are back.
So real quick on that, yeah. What I was hearing there about, so Kamala Harris is not a naturalized citizen?
Correct.
Really?
Yes.
I thought she had American parents but was born overseas.
No, she has, well, from my understanding, like I said, this is unconfirmed. I'm not confirming any of this. All right? So don't take what's being said here as gospel, because I'm not going to sit there and put out shit that's not confirmed unless I specifically say, well, this is what's being said. One of her parents, I believe, is or how can I rephrase that? One of her parents is not a U.S. citizen, or both of them they acquired their citizenship versus her being born overseas. So, in other words, there's a way to word it. I'm not sure how it all works out in regards to her not being a naturalized citizen. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% on it, but from her not being a naturalized citizen is a disqualification because you have to be naturalized to be president, to be qualified for president.
Now, what I'm reading here says she was born in Oakland, California.
Okay.
So she actually wasn't born overseas.
Okay.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Harris was born October 20th, 1964 in Oakland, California. Oh, her mother had arrived in the U.S. from India in 1958.
Okay.
And her father arrived from British Jamaica in 1961. So at that point in time, they would not have been citizens.
Correct.
However, her being at that point in time, being born in the U.S., would have made her a citizen.
Depends.
Laws at that point in time.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's only been a more of a recent changing that they've done or tried to do at least. I'm not 100% sure.
Right.
Anyways, I don't want to jump down a rabbit hole. I was curious about that part of the discussion that was popped. So
right, no, I hear you. So well, that goes back to the whole actually naturalization. So, but by plausibility, that could be very scary with Pelosi as president.
yeah, well, that would scare me. That's
Yes,
for sure.
it certainly would. It should scare a lot of people.
We
Anyhow,
would get to World War III before that point, or the Second Civil War.
it would do something because I'm sorry, the rest of the country does not want to be San Francisco. Just throwing it out there. Just saying, or Los Angeles.
Are you talking about northern Mexico?
Oh my goodness. Anyhow, all right. Well, thank you to Pops for that one. We're going to go ahead and move into our news update. Shall we, good sir? Well, here's something completely and utterly different, something that is actually beneficial to the veteran community. So hope you guys are ready for this one. So this one comes to us from our friends over American Military News, and headline reads, "Bill to boost disabled veterans benefits heads to President Trump for his signature." Yes. Thank you, Lord. Some good news for once. Legislation sponsored by Representative Elaine Luria, a Democrat out of Norfolk, Virginia, to boost disabled veterans benefits has passed the Senate and is on its way to the White House. Luria's bill directs the Department of Veterans Affairs to increase payments of veterans' disability compensation, as well as additional compensation for dependents, the clothing allowance for certain disabled veterans, and dependency and indemnity compensation for surviving spouses and children. She said the bill will provide a cost of will provide a cost of living adjustment to disabled veterans who depend on their benefits to pay for necessities by making sure benefits payments keep pace with inflation. The increase will take effect December 1, once it is signed into law by the president. The increase is to be the same as a cost of living increase for Social Security recipients. That increase is based on increases in the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. The increase set in December 2019 was 1.6%, and the increase to be set this year will reflect the difference between last year's third quarter index level and this year's. As of August, the year-to-year increase was 1.3%. As a 20-year Navy veteran, I understand how important it is to ensure that veterans' benefits reflect the rising cost of living, Luria said in a written statement. The bill passed both the House of Representatives and Senate on voice votes. Luria won both bodies' approval of similar legislation last year. End of article. Nice.
Well, that's kind of interesting that that's not already built in place to have a cost of living adjustment on those kind of payments.
Right.
You look at other public funds like PERS is a great example. They have an annual cost of living adjustment based on that same index. So it's interesting to me, and Social Security does too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to me why VA disability payments wouldn't have the same sort of cost of living adjustments.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Sean?
I think it's a good thing. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Justin, you and I are both disability recipients, so yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna argue with it by any means. It's nice to see that the House is actually doing something other than bitching about the president for once.
Right.
So yeah, I got nothing negative to say about it.
Yeah.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
My God.
Mr. President.
Exactly. So and the thing about it too that's nice is the fact that they're actually recognizing how a lot of disabled veterans, their disability is their primary income.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they're actually going to bump it up some finally to actually try to, at least alleviate what they pay for necessities. It's a big deal. It really is.
So I find it interesting though that the index is only up 1.3% when I go to the supermarket, and I swear I'm paying a good 20, maybe 25% more than I used to a year ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that whole thing is figured out, but it doesn't seem exactly right.
Right. So be interesting to see how much of a, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually interested to see how much of a bump it's actually going to be. So if you get but that's the thing, if you get disability from the VA, you get a statement letter every year that tells you exactly what your benefits are and everything else. They send one out annually. So be
And you
interested.
can look it up online.
Yeah, that's true. So by going to your e-benefits page. So it'll be interesting to see what the pay bump is going to be. So
Pro show.
exactly. All right. So that wraps up this week's news segment.
John, you don't need to try to disable yourself more to get more benefits. Okay.
Oh, man. All right. We're actually ahead of the clock for once. Wow. All right. Well, moving things right on along, what do you say we move into our next segment known as Dummy of the Week? Hit it, good sir.
I'll spell it for you. D-U-M-M-Y. Shut up, dummy. You big dummy. For every man, there's a woman. And for every dummy, there's a dummy. Dummy.
And now, your Dummy of the Week on BV Nation Radio.
Boop. Anyhow.
Stop.
I'm telling you, you're going to hate that come hunting season. You keep doing that shit. Anyhow, this week's Dummy of the Week, for once, is not out of Florida.
What?
Yes, but we're going to the other side. We're going from the East Coast to the West Coast for this one, guys.
What?
Yes. This one actually comes to us out of the Drive magazine. Headline reads, there's a Jeep Wrangler dangling off a cliff in California after some fool drove up a bike trail.
Sometimes I sit down to pee. So I bought a Jeep. And it goes beep beep.
I think it was Carl. He tried to do his own King of the Hammers.
Carl!
Oh my God. Anyhow, off-roading alone is rarely a good idea, and that's especially true when you're driving somewhere outside of your comfort zone. With no one to yank you from a rut, or worse yet, pull you out of your rig if things get tippy. You're asking for trouble. It looks like a California Jeeper learned this for themselves sometime in the past few days, as their mostly stock Jeep Wrangler Unlimited now sits abandoned atop a highline hiking trail. Damning photos of the four-door Jeep were posted to the Hemet Eye News Facebook group and almost immediately shared 1,000 times over. There's little context to go off of, but it's clear to see the adventurous wheelmen decided they'd had enough of the narrow trail with the steep drop-off looming no matter what route they took, and the passenger side hanging toward a rocky ravine. Giving up was definitely the best choice they made that day. Oh my goodness. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where the Jeep is, though I think we've done it. A member of the SoCal Off-Roaders SOS group recognized the spot, saying it looked to be along the West Ridge Trail outside the town of Loma Linda. Surveying the area on Google Earth turned up a 3D view that looks extremely similar to two small forks on either side of the trail lineup, and that looks like San Bernardino Valley in the distance. While this area is considered public land, it is most certainly isn't open to motor vehicles. It's impossible to say where the Jeep driver started from, but they likely drove around the blockade or simply weren't paying attention as the trail got smaller. Now, California has designated off-road parks, some of which are even run by the state. If you're looking for a path less traveled, then you can also visit Forest Service stations for gate codes to passable fire roads. Needless to say, this area is neither of those, and the owner, if they're even ever tracked down, is going to have to pay. As for recovering the Jeep, it's obviously won't be an easy task. It's pretty much guaranteed that no off-road towing company would even attempt the bike trail, nor would they be allowed to. The same is likely true for local recovery groups. California has a massive network of four-wheeling fans, and while we've seen team efforts pay off in the past, the situation seems especially treacherous. Outside of that, it'll likely be up to a helicopter or a strong gust of wind. Despite this being on another level of foolish bravery, it's far from the first time a four-wheeler has gotten themselves in such a predicament. Whether it's an ill-advised river crossing or a muddy, sticky playa in the Utah desert, there will always be drivers who think they and their rig are too capable to get stuck. If you fall into that category, just know you're not. End of article. And this week...
Bro.
How?
Okay.
How? It just...
Oh, dude, no.
It blows my mind.
I can see how he got there. Why didn't he just back up? Should have just backed up. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
What is wrong with you, Carl?
Yeah. Carl, don't, dude, bro. Your Jeep's getting hauled off the mountain by a helicopter now.
Explain what happened, Carl.
Yeah, there's no explaining. It's gonna take a friggin' helo to come in.
I guarantee you, they found who it belongs to because the license plate was still on that bitch.
Oh yeah, and if push comes to shove, it's not that hard to run a VIN. I'm just saying.
They're gonna run the VIN. They're gonna run the license plate, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, hello, Carl. We pulled the Jeep up off the mountain here the other day. By the way, here's the bill."
By the way, a new, a certain aviation business just got themselves a new trail runner rig. So thanks for your donation.
The bill for our services.
Yeah, exactly. What's that? See, Columbia Helicopters, Erickson Sky Crane just got a new Jeep. What?
Oh, dude, that thing's gonna have to get airlifted by a Sky Crane for sure.
Exactly. It's gonna take a it's gonna take a heli lift helicopter to get that thing out of there.
What about that? Mountain climber Jeep or whatever it was that we featured? The one that like climbed the volcano or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that thing? That thing looked pretty beastly.
I would not take the Unimog on that trail.
No.
It's too narrow, man. Like that's why they bailed, because that trail in that little saddle that they're in got so narrow that it looks like he bottomed out actually.
Yeah, and he got hung up.
There's no way. I mean, there's no way to get it off of that without going off the edge probably on either way. He doesn't have a winch, but he's like, "Bro, I got this. I got an unlimited, man. I put some extra overstock, something a little bit extra overstock tires on my Jeep, but it's an unlimited, man. I got this."
Yeah. Oh, wow. That just blows my mind. It really does. It's just like, really, guys, really?
Don't be stupid.
This is why we can't have nice things. I'm just saying.
This is why, and putting on my former Forest Service hat.
Oh, here we go.
The Forest Service takes away access to roads.
Well, the thing about this is on a hiking trail.
Exactly.
It's a bike
this
trail.
Is why the Forest Service makes it difficult to even access certain hiking trails at times. Because people are ignorant, stupid creatures. They're like, oh, it says hiking only. F it, I'm going to drive my Jeep up there.
No,
I got this, bro. It's unlimited. I got this.
Right.
Carl, that kills people.
Yeah, it very well could have. It very well
Not
could
to
have.
mention, like, dude, that's up in the San Bernardino Mountains. It's dry as shit up there, and you're driving a vehicle in all that dry grass. Like, I'm not going to say that vehicles start fires super easily, but they do tend to do it sometimes. And, fuck, man, like, damn, boo.
I mean, dude, what would even... Oh, my God. I just want to know what was going through the driver's mind. And did they have anybody with him?
Guaranteed. I guarantee you he had some bimbo from the valley in the passenger seat. And
I guarantee you she was freaking out.
Look, I'm telling you right now, like I said before, it was, oh, I got this. Girl, I got this. Like, YOLO. This is a Jeep Unlimited, girl. Like, we can go places
We go
that normal people
anywhere,
can't
man.
go. It's an unlimited. I got 4-wheel drive. We're in a 4-door Jeep. It's made to go off-road. Let's do this.
Oh, my goodness. He made it, what, about halfway across? Yeah, he made it halfway.
He probably should have just pushed through.
I don't know, dude.
He got hung up, but he definitely got hung up.
Oh, yeah. That front end started slide. I guarantee you he probably got the back end hung up, and that front end started shifting over, and he was like, nope, we out. We gone. That's it. It's over with.
Yeah,
Done.
he enacted the gentleman clause.
Yeah. No, true enactment of gentleman clause, he'd have gone with it. Strapped in and be like, well, gentlemen, over we go.
Right, for sure. But either way, like, I guarantee you that's how that went down. He probably had some floozy in the front seat, and she's like, oh my God, yeah, we're going off-roading. some truck gutter slut, and up they went. Because
all right.
He was like, oh, I got this, I got this, man. Like, it's a Jeep, it's an unlimited.
Okay, here you go.
Uh-oh.
Wonder no more. The Drive has the answer after tracking down and speaking with car internet's most buzzed about missing man this week, the Jeep's owner, a local man named Ricky Barba. As you might have guessed it all started with an ill-advised joyride to show off his rig.
Yeah.
But there's no way Barba could have known his misadventure would end up garnishing nationwide attention from news stations, social media users, and even corporate bigwigs. And yes, what Barba did was dumb, incredibly dangerous, and wildly irresponsible. He could have easily died up there, or someone could have lost their life in the recovery effort. And we're not even talking about the damage done to the bike trail or the potential to start a brush fire at the height of fire season. There you go, John.
Yeah.
Do not off-road by yourselves after dark in a place where it's not allowed. Barba is incredibly lucky that he and his Jeep are still in one piece. There are saints out there in the constellation of off-road recovery Facebook groups, but you can't count on them to save your bacon. Anyway, the way Barba tells it, the whole thing started around a barbecue grill. He and his brother had dinner Sunday night, after which they decided to go for a short off-road drive in Barba's Wrangler around 7 p.m. A crucial detail is that sunset is at 6:45 p.m. in Los Angeles these days. Wheeling alone is never a great idea, and that's triply true after dark. Still, the brothers took off for a nearby recreational area in the Wrinkled Hills just above Loma Linda, California, where he said they made some memories with their late father.
Listen.
Don't
go
years
down
before.
that trail, Linda.
Another key point relayed by Barba: he wasn't driving. It was apparently his brother behind the wheel. Oh,
okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So my brother had never driven a Jeep, Ricky explained. He was like, let me drive your Jeep, because I've been trying to get him to buy one, so that's how it started. An eager off-road newbie, a darkening sky, and someone else's Jeep. You can see where this is going.
Chase says, Ricky Bobby.
Now,
Bro, did I call this or did I call it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Now this area of network of rolling hills mountains is overstating it. Though there are definitely some long, steep drop-offs in places. Along the South Ridge is the San Bernardino Valley, and is a hot spot for off-roaders. However, past a certain point, it's not fit for four-wheeling. A network of back roads winds from one side to the other, changing in elevation and winnowing down to a single track hiking and biking trails like Razor Ridge, where the Jeep eventually became terribly and utterly stuck. Even though Barber and his brother had been there before, the clock wasn't on their side this time. It was really getting dark, and a series of wrong turns landed them on one narrow trail after another. Unlike them at the time, you probably can see where this is going.
Oh my God.
We ended up driving further and further and further, and he liked the way it handled, so he'd say, let me try this, let me try this. Despite what the photos might lead you to believe, the Barber brothers didn't make it that far. According to Georgie a member of a 4x4 group successfully recovered the Jeep.
Oh.
It was only 15 minutes from the dirt road in nearby Rocky Canyon
Jesus.
to the stuck Wrangler. The consequences were clear, though they could have been much worse. Another clarification from Barber is that he and his brother initially made it across the knife-edge ridge in the now famous photo. But when they got to the other side, they couldn't see over the crest and decided to try and back up.
Oh.
If your head is spinning right now, you're not alone. How we crossed it, I don't know. Obviously, we're talking about heights, and there was no moon, there was no lights. Only our headlights, Barber told us.
Oh, my God.
It was during this doomed attempt to reverse back the ridge that they veered off the narrow path to the east, putting the passenger side, where Barbo was sitting, on the downhill slant. We were able to jump out, and he was able to put it in park. If we would have went down, we would have been dead. No shit.
You don't say.
The thing is, though, Barber says he did fall down, which made the situation even more complicated. I fell off the cliff. My brother called 911 for them to come and rescue me at that point. But that didn't happen. But they had all my brother's information, his name, his date of birth. Note that's apparently how Ford got in touch with Barber in the first place. The automaker reached out to the police department, who then directed a spokesperson to him, resulting in the ambiguous offer to retrieve his Jeep. Finally, they ditched the Wrangler and left the area in the wee hours of Monday morning. Ricky claims they returned the following day to secure the rig, which he explains later why photos showed a strap around his front bumper tied to a stake in the ground. Yeah, here, let me see if I can...
I'll say, it have to be in the follow-on.
Here you go. Yeah. It's now been 2 days since the Jeep was yanked off the trail, and no fines have been issued to either Ricky or his brother. They might even get out of it for free, as the 4x4 group removed the truck as a favor. Coming from a point where hiring a helicopter pilot seemed like the only option, this has turned into a best-case scenario for both Barbas, especially considering they could easily have died on Sunday night.
Oh, my God, that's no lie. Yeah. But that's just...
So,
wow.
I mean, so interesting that they didn't have to use a helicopter. Oh, actually, here. You want to see a picture of the rescue?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's,
I'm sure everybody else does, too.
Yeah, here's a pic of the rescue.
Oh, my.
Oh, man, they really they rigged that thing up hella.
Look at this.
Oh, my God. That's just straight manpower on either side trying to...
Manpower pulling it to the side and trying to hold it off, and then...
Oh, wow.
What do they have? They've got one Jeep, and then they've got it tied to two others. Actually, it's probably tied back further than that. It's probably tied to all the rest of them.
Yeah, they probably
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I count 5 up, plus the one that's the hitch point.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Dude.
Wow.
That's nuts. That
Dude,
is...
That guy's an idiot.
Oh, I guarantee you, he is one of the most popular people in town right now. I guarantee you. I'm not going to say popular, I'm going to say infamous.
Yeah.
Everybody in the four-wheel drive community in that area, in that region, knows who that guy is. Like,
yeah, and it's
don't go with that dude. That dude is an idiot.
Laughing at that mofo. Like in Beer Fest with the Germans. We are laughing at you. We are laughing at you. I remember my first off-road trail.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness almighty. Wow.
No, dude, I called that. I called it to the T.
Except his brother was an idiot.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't for a chick. It was for his brother.
Regardless.
Close enough. He went out to show off.
Dude, bullshit, dude. just fess up to it. You were driving. You were trying to show off.
And got yourself in a freaking shitstorm. The fact that he made it across and then he tried to back up.
Yeah, bro. And what's worse is that, and they weren't that far from the main road, and he made it sound like, oh, we were so far in deep, and then the off-road community's like, dude, you're 15 minutes from the road. You
just had to keep going. That's all you would have had to do.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's freaking crazy.
Wow.
Anyhow, yeah, and it's not often we get a dummy of the week with an instant follow-up story that fast.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Josh. That's just...
Hey, that's my job.
Oh, that's just the cherry on top.
Yeah, no, it's full on. He was like, yeah, I got a Jeep Unlimited. I'm good to go.
Anyhow, moving right along. So we're going to get ready to wrap this thing up. So, John, safety brief time, good sir.
Safety brief. Gonna drink. Safety.
Barbecue and go wheel. I mean, what?
If you're going to drink, don't drive. If you're going to wheel, don't go on hiking trails. If it gets too narrow and gets too steep, just when in doubt, throttle out.
Yeah, apparently.
Juggle the nuggets.
Go. Yeah, he should have. He should have kept going. He would have been fine. Wouldn't have been Dummy of the Week on our show. Yeah, guys, hey, coronavirus is still a thing, so latex saves paychecks. Don't be a dummy. Go on a dummy. What the heck? What was that whistling?
That was you whistling.
That was you.
Charlie Sheen has AIDS.
Oh, yeah. Don't get AIDS like Charlie Sheen, because tiger blood is not a real thing. Don't be your wives, don't be your husbands. Guys, if you're getting in your own head, get out of the house, go outside, work out, do some exercise, get out in the hills, go hunting. If you're going to go out hunting right now or camping, don't have a campfire. Don't be stupid right now. I don't care how cold it gets in the mornings. There's things called space heaters and warmer blankets and crap like that. Just don't light the forest on fire. If I find you and you light my forest on fire, I'm going to cut you.
Yeah.
Flat out. So, guys, if you need anything, get in touch with us. Yeah, reach out. Reach out to a battle buddy, reach out to a friend, reach out to a loved one or a relative and let them know that you care about them and all that good stuff. And, yeah. Have a good rest of your week, guys.
Josh, what do you got to close us out with, brother?
Well, programming note. We will not be on air the next 2 weekends.
Yes.
So for deer hunting season, we are 2 weekends or 3 weekends?
2.
Okay. Yeah, so we will not be on the air because we will be in the middle of the woods.
Yes.
And we will be finding Bambi's daddy.
Yes.
And
I will say a caveat to that, though. If we get cell service, we should do an update while we're in the woods.
You never know. You never know what'll happen.
Exactly. But
Hey,
as it is right now,
just stay tuned to YouTube, and yeah, if something broadcasts, you'll know about it. So anyway, yeah, no, same thing. Just like John said, if you're planning on going out hunting in the Ochiko area at all, don't. And because we're gonna be slaying them all, so there's no reason for you to go.
Yeah, there's no reason.
Just go ahead and get your Western tag; that'll be fine. And
just trade them in.
Yeah.
It is perfectly acceptable to do.
Yeah, it's fine. So,
Matter of fact, all the bucks -4 are going to be on the coast.
Yes, yeah, they all migrated. Yes. Yep.
All but 4 migrated to the coast.
Yep, that's right. Anyway, yeah, no, it's good fun tonight, good show, and good audience. Even Richard is being a good audience participant there. So we appreciate you listening, man. And yeah, get like John said, get off the couch, get out of the house, and go do something with your life. Doesn't matter whether it's raining, doesn't matter if the sun's shining. Just get out and go do something with somebody.
Exactly. So, well, you heard the programming notes and everything else. So, once again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Do greatly appreciate hanging out with us. Please, please, please don't forget to share the show out.
That's what she said.
Oh, my. So,
oh,
my. In the words of Mr. George Takai, Mr. Sulu. Anyhow, thank you guys so much. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And like these guys say, don't take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I will talk to you guys on Tuesday night for one last live edition of the Fence Line Country over there on Spreaker, at least until hunting season's over. Just saying. But you never know what could happen. So
Just saying.
What?
Just saying.
Throwing it out there. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you all so much. We will talk to y'all here later on. Talk to y'all on Tuesday night. In the meantime, take care, y'all. We out. Bye-bye.
This has been another episode of BB Nation Radio here on Backwoods Veterans Media.